So I'm whispering a little bit because, well, my roomie is sleeping. So to avoid forgetting my shaker cup today, I'm just gonna take a pre-workout before I head out. So I'm just gonna take perhaps a scoop and a half of essential and creatine. Just a little extra. Isn't it beautiful when you open a tub of anything and the scoop is like right on top? I think that's one of the most beautiful things. It's fucking 3:45 a.m. Last one. Maybe I'll let him. We're here now. And, well, due to scheduling, it's back day again. If I'm not mistaken, today's back workout should be a little bit different than the last one. So, we'll see it. So, I've been thinking, I've already talked about myself enough, at least to share and for you to know a little bit more about who I am, you know? So, today, I would rather talk a little bit more about you. Hold on. I think I have the wrong. Yeah, that's better. I want to talk a little bit more about you. So, let's talk about you. And I'm gonna try to make an educated guess without meaning to make you feel bad, without trying to disrespect. But you know, and I'm not gonna be talking from I don't know, like I'm superior or better than you, right? Because first, and most importantly, one of the first things we need to become aware of is the fact that there are better people out there. Better people than you at certain things, and you may be better than other people at other things. So, like, I think there are a few things I'm pretty damn good at and that I'm better than other people at. And I also know that there's other things that a lot of people are better than me at. Okay. So, That is the first thing you need to become aware of and accept it. Because it would be unwise to think that just because you are good at something, you are automatically better than everybody else. That would be really stupid of you. So just keep that in mind. And if there's something that you lack experience or you lack knowledge about, then perhaps it's not that you're not good at, it's just you're not as experienced. To get good at something, you need to practice it, you need to do it, you need to. It's like everything, like when you start walking, don't just become good at walking or running. And I would say, personally, the one thing that was kind of hard at first, and now, I mean, I'm not just saying I'm the best at it, but, you know, decent. It's like, I couldn't speak English at all at first. And I mean, it was tough. It was like learning to talk again, but in a different language. So I think at the same time, it has something to do with the pressure and the need to do something or to achieve something that makes you get better at whatever it is that you're trying to get better at. So I think for whatever it is that you're trying to improve, you need to put yourself in a position of where you have that pressure, where you have that necessity to actually do it. Because otherwise, like I mentioned before, I don't know when, where. If you get too if you get used to being in a position or a situation, you just get comfortable. And if you have no need to do anything more than what you're doing, well then, you're never gonna improve. And I still think that I'm not great or good at several things, but I think it's the fact that I'm aware of it that. Hold on. You want me to move it out?
As long as you're not in your way, we're just gonna use this cable.
So. Oh. Yeah, you just gotta be aware of where you're at and where you're doing to know where you're going. That's what I was trying to get at. But next is barbell ropes. So let's go. Without even trying, I found myself doing something. Wait, hold on. So without even trying, I could use this exercise as a perfect example of that. I know I'm not great at doing barbell rows. And sometimes, just because of that, I feel like skipping them. But I also know, like, skipping it is not gonna make me any better at it. In fact, I'll probably get worse because I don't put it into practice. So that's something to think about. I guess another message behind all that could be, if you run away from your problems, they're just gonna keep chasing you. I heard this philosophy the other day. I don't remember who, I don't remember which platform I saw it. Something about buffaloes and cows when there's a storm approaching or something. Kind of when there's a storm approaching, cows run from it, away from it, and buffaloes run towards it. Something like that. And before the guy even explained why, I was able to understand right away. So the problem is the storm. And you could be a cow or a buffalo. Cows, they run away from the problem and they don't get through it as fast as buffaloes do. Because eventually the storm's gonna is gonna catch up to the cows. And if they try to keep running from it, I mean, they're gonna be in the middle of the storm for way longer, and they're just gonna be under that pressure, under that problem a lot more. While the buffaloes, they run towards it, they face it, and they get through it a lot faster. So, I don't know if I was able to explain it correctly, but I hope you know what I mean. Okay, so bent over road. Like I said, it's not something I'm very good at. Now, the other thing is that if you know you're good at something and you know that there's someone that is not very good at it, why not help them out? Because I'm sure you would appreciate if there was someone better than you at whatever you're doing right at this moment. You would appreciate if they gave you advice, if they helped you out, if they gave you some guidance. So, but that would be in a perfect world. We don't live in a perfect world. So I kind of need to become aware of that. And sometimes the sooner you accept that, the better it will be for you. The sooner you accept that you do not live in a perfect world, the more you're going to realize that most things are entirely up to you. And that teaches you accountability. Because you're not always going to have help. You're not always going to have assistance. And even when you think you could get it, you don't. So you gotta work with what you have. And find a way and not always be expecting or waiting for someone to get you through whatever it is that you do. One thing I want to make clear before anything is that I don't like to talk about people. I never liked that. What I do talk about is their actions. So there's a difference. Okay. When, I know there are people who always expect things and don't necessarily do something to get them or to achieve them or to earn them. And I would be a hypocrite if I said I never did that. But life sometimes puts you in a position where you have to realize that's not how it works, whether you like it or not. Oh, shit. I grabbed it wrong. So, again, so once you realize that, it's a big old slap on the face. But at the same time, well, it kind of makes things easier for you, in a way. Why do I say that? Because it's a double-edged sword. When you know everything is up to you, you have the choice of, well, I'm just gonna do whatever, and it's all up to me. I get to decide. I think that's the misconception when you know, well, all this is up to me, so it's fine. But it's also like when you realize that it's all up to you, it can either help you to do better or become better, or it can fuck you up because, well, you can also slack off, and it's up to you. It's your decision. No one's gonna tell you anything. So, I know there are people that do it. Again, I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about actions. The actions that people make or the decisions that people make is completely different than talking about the person or the people. So, yeah. Like I said, I know I've done it. So, don't fucking come at me like I'm talking shit about people when I'm being completely honest. Because I've also done it. Okay. That was not bad. That was not bad. It's sometimes I feel like, fuck, I can do way more weight. But like a coach once said, your body doesn't care about the weight, it cares about the resistance or the tension that it's under. So, just keep that in mind. And I know that my tone can be a little bit aggressive sometimes, or it can be a little bit blunt, straightforward, whatever you want to call it. Or I may sound like I'm talking like I'm better than you or something. But no, I don't think I am. Like I said earlier at the beginning, I'm sure there's things that you're a lot better than I am at. What I'm trying to say is we can always be better. I'm trying to be better. So I think everyone should try. And I should at least make an attempt to be better. Fuck. Okay, that last one was not good. So anyways, I would want, if I knew who I'm talking about right now, to think, what's something I'm slacking on? Now, here's the other thing that I think a lot of people should be aware of is figure it out, but keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself, because the moment you're like, and I know there's times where you want to be like more open with people or more vulnerable, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like you become too vulnerable the moment you tell the world what you're trying to improve, because you don't know who may be listening, and they might try to use the fact that you're trying to become better at something, and come on, shit, and see it as a weakness and try to use it against you. Now, I'm not saying don't trust people, but be cautious of who you trust. Be cautious of who you open yourself up to, who you become, who you let yourself be vulnerable with. Because believe me, okay, all I can say is I'm speaking from experience, and honestly, it's something I wouldn't want to repeat at all. So that's okay. You live, you learn. But if I'm able to save a few people the trouble, why not? So I'm not trying to be a dick. In fact, I never thought of. I don't think I'm a dick. But some people do. And that's okay. Why? Because trying to be a people pleaser, it makes you fake. It makes you untrue to yourself. So just think about that, because if you start giving up what you truly believe in and everything that comes with that, focus on, having people say negative things about you, or just like focus on their judgment. And don't get me wrong, like, I know perception is everything. The way you present yourself to the world is how they're gonna see you, how they're gonna treat you. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, you can't take it to an extreme where you lose yourself. That's where it gets bad, So just become aware of that. The moment you feel like you're pleasing other people or making other people happy before your own happiness, before what you truly believe in, then I think that's a moment for you to like stop, rewind, and see like, okay, this is what I'm doing, but is this true to myself? So, and I think most of the time we focus on pleasing other people because of fear of rejection, fear of not being accepted, which I think is the same as rejection. Or just like the fear of being alone, right? And you start like, trying to fit in because you just don't want to be the weirdo, the one that everyone thinks they're wrong, Just don't let that consume you and turn you into something you're not, or somebody you're not. Stay true to yourself. And sometimes, even if you lose people along the way, it's not bad. It's not bad. Because the moment you start being true to yourself, that's gonna filter out everyone who is truly with you and everyone who's there just because, for convenience of any kind. Okay? And there may be a period of time where you actually find yourself a little bit alone, but it's also, eventually you will attract the kind of people you would want to be around the kind of people you would want to be around. And the kind of people that would want to be around you. And it's completely different. It's completely different because, it's like a shift of like from like going from playing a character to actually being the character. So I know from my experience, again, I can only talk about my experience. I can't talk about anybody else's. Okay. From my experience, a lot of people have been filtered out. A lot. Okay. And a lot of people have gotten closer, or new people have come in. And it's just a lot better. It's so much fucking better. But that won't happen to you until you actually become true to yourself. Like fully. So I guess the point I was trying to make was don't be afraid to be alone. I know it's scary. I mean, I went through it. But it gets better. It needs to get bad to get better. Just like, you know, just like anything else. Any practice, any sport. At first, when you're very, very new to it, it's scary. It's scary. But eventually, right? If you run towards it, like the buffalo runs towards the storm, the rain, well, it'll be better, a lot faster. It'll get better a lot sooner. So, just think about that. Just think about that. Be true to yourself. Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to be alone. And you will find yourself and find the group of people that you truly need. People that are on the same page as you are, people that have not necessarily the same goals, but are on a similar path. People that have. The thing is, you're not gonna find a 100% match when it comes to people. So, at the same time, you have to have some room, some leverage to adapt, to make adjustments, to make things work. It sounds like I'm talking about like romantic relationships, but I mean it just in general. Because it's nearly impossible to find someone that's exactly like you, or find a group of people that are exactly like you. But you can find people that are similar, you know, and it's just gonna make your life, your journey a lot better than if you try to hold on to people or try to make people stay, the kind of people that do not fit to who you truly are and what you're trying to do with your life. Fuck. So that's just a little piece of advice. Again, you're your own person. You make your own decisions. It's all up to you. Which one do you want to do? I mean, life is full of everything is about choices. Choices, decisions. Left, right, up, down. It's just about having a good sense of judgment to make the best decision, take the best side for you. So we're near the end of the workout. It went by pretty fast, I think. So dumbbell curls, those are a must. But what's also a must is what I said earlier. Be true to yourself. In some cases, here's an analogy that I like to use a lot. And sounds a little messed up because it's like comparing people to a hand of cards, like you're playing poker, is you have your hand. Evaluate what you have, the kind of people that are around you. Is this gonna make you or help you win the game? If you think truly that it is worth it to keep those cards without making any changes, it's perfectly fine. Go for it. And that card analogy doesn't have to apply to people. It can apply to, what the hell is this? What the fuck? It can apply to resources, to where you live, to the job that you're at. Many things. There's not just people. You have to evaluate everything and handle your cards carefully, wisely, and make the best move. Not just throw out cards and get more, like, no, that doesn't work. So first thing, be true to yourself. Evaluate the cards that you have at the moment. Is it really going to get you where you want to go? What the fuck is this stain? I don't know what it is. What the fuck? But anyways, my hands are shaking. So, conclusion. Everything is up to you, really. And do what's best for you and be true to yourself. That's what I would advise just about anybody. Okay? And sure, you can be like, well, I didn't fucking ask for your advice. Well, I mean, it's towards whoever might need it or want it. Okay? Can't force you to take it. Can't force you to listen to me. No. So you're gonna push it away and then go do cardio. Okay. So let me start that over. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. I guess I got distracted because my brother sent me a fucking meme. My brother, he's 15. 15? I think he is. I don't know. So, anyways, yeah. See, speaking of brothers, siblings, if you have any, if you're able to see them or talk to them, you know, it's pretty cool. I can only see mine twice a year, and I try to make the best of it. And well, thanks to technology, I'm able to, you know, send memes and talk randomly, you know, about the most random shit. And some is about real shit, believe it or not. Because, I mean, even from the moment you're born, even as a toddler, as a kid, life is real. So, sometimes, as a grown-up, you may think, oh, you know, kids don't know. But in the moment, I mean, whatever shit they're dealing with, whatever shit they're feeling with or going through is real for them. And so it was for you when you were a kid. I mean, shit was fucking real for me when I was a kid. So, it's, not a lot of people realize that. So whenever my siblings tell me that they have a problem or there's something going on, I mean, I'm able to understand it because I've gone through it. Not exactly the same way, but I've gone through it. And I know what it's like. So, whether you're the oldest, the middle one, if there's someone behind you, age-wise, you know, just remember, you were once in their shoes. And if they ever go up to you for advice or asking for help, don't just dismiss them or say like, oh, that's not even a real problem. Because for them it is. Otherwise they wouldn't be asking for help. You know? But I think that's a wrap of everything for this video. And yeah, thanks for watching this one. Hope you watch the next one. Later.